Hi, I'm Shulamit.
And I'm Sylvanos.
And we're the TV twins. Last week we promised we wanted to do another Glenn Larson show.
So we're going to take a look at the Glenn Larson in the 1960s, Irwin Allen.
Called the most successful science fiction producer of the time, Allen has a long list of TV credits.
We'll be looking at one of the most hated episodes of one of Allen's most beloved shows.
This is Lost in Space.
Lost in Space was the Swiss family Robinson in space. Would-be pioneers, the Robinson family, their pilot and their robot buddy, were consigned to wander uncharted space when Dr. Smith sabotaged their ship.
If it sounds dramatic, trust us, it's not. What started as a dark adventure quickly devolves into a ridiculous farce.
Now let's watch the worst of the lot, the Great Vegetable Rebellion.
Things start with John and Don deciding to orbit this planet while they chart a new course.
I don't know the point in plotting a course when you don't know where you are and don't know where you're going, but whatever.
At least the planet should be safe enough. We're told that it has no animal life, only plants.
Meanwhile, the rest of the family is planning a birthday party for the robot.
We're not making that up.
Birthday party for the robot.
Check this out.
What is happening on that cake?
Looks like they have the robot slaughtering a field of children.
You know, I really think it was an awfully good idea, Wills, to think of having a birthday cake for the robot. When I told him, he practically blew his power pack with embarrassment.
That happens to a lot of robots the first time.
Enter Dr. Smith. Be ready to be annoyed.
I was just arranging these lovely things. William, what in the world is the matter with your eye?
I got caught peeking in the shower.
It's absolutely ridiculous to have all this excitement over him.
A rare moment of lucidity from Dr. Smith.
I must somehow re-establish friendly relations with that bubble-headed booby in the event I need his help. But how shall I go about it? Yes, I have it. Flowers. Real flowers. I shall give him red roses for his birthday.
And it's over, just like that.
Here we see John and Don charting that new course.
Still using 16th century navigation techniques. No wonder they're lost.
For having so much plant life, the planet looks awfully gray.
Well, everything's under control. I vote we set the ship on automatic and get below for that party.
All right, I second the motion. Escape procedures in 90 minutes.
It's quite simple. I shall go down to that planet, gather an armful of exotic flora, and surprise the robot with a magnificent gift of aromatic blooms. He will, of course, be so grateful he'll be my slave forever.
Everybody got that?
Buying a robot's loyalty with flowers. Makes sense. Hey, you think we should have an alarm sound if the airlock is opened?
No, why would we need that?
He's landed on Gilligan's Island.
Lovely. How lovely. A veritable jungle paradise.
We're getting a weird sound from Jonathan's microphone.
Mother Nature. How glorious. Ah, yes, this will do nicely. What's that? Not to worry. Probably just a creaking bough. Yes, I think I should have this one.
Oh no, that can't be.
I'm afraid it is.
A carrot!
I committed no crime.
You murdered them. You shouldn't have done that. Now you will pay for it. A life for a life.
But cutting the flower doesn't kill the plant.
If you're waiting for this to make sense, it's going to be a very long episode.
I haven't done anything to you. Stay away. But I don't.
How out of shape are you if you can't outrun a pudgy carrot?
Dear friend, a dear friend. If only he were here with me now.
Like all you denizens of the animal kingdom, you have no feelings for anyone but yourselves. Killer, that's what you are.
Hang on, if there's supposed to be no animals on this planet, how do we hear birds?
Misplaced wildlife?
Stay away, do you hear? I ask you to please stay away. Valve! What is this? Oh, thank heaven, another human being.
Well, not precisely. I was space wrecked here several hundred years ago, and Tybo was kind enough to save my life with a heart transplant.
But you are human.
No, it was a lettuce heart.
I guess artichoke heart was just too obvious.
Carrot Top's name is Tybo. The purple guy's name is Willoughby.
In case you haven't noticed, Tybo wants to kill Smith for killing plants.
We mention this because Smith has not figured this out yet.
But I assure you, my dear sir, I adore vegetables. I always have. They're so full of vitamins and minerals and all good things. You'll be pleased to know that I eat them regularly, cooked or raw.
Oh, that can't end well.
Did you hear that, Willoughby? He eats vegetables! He enjoys eating vegetables!
Ah, classic Dr. Smith, showing off his keen survival instincts.
Lucky for him, Tybo announces he has a better use for Smith, but we'll learn more about that later.
First, it's time for a silly hat party.
It isn't much, but happy birthday anyway.
Thank you, Penny. To the best of my capabilities as a robot, I will try to be happy.
Now there's a ringing endorsement, just shows how little this party is about the robot.
Eventually they figure out Smith has gone to the planet and of course decide to rescue the useless slug.
But not before Don injects some common sense.
I think we'll have to take the ship down.
Look, he's been a pain in the neck since the first day out. Complaining, lying, loafing, interfering. And now this boarder, who we never wanted in the first place, has found himself a new home. In the soil of contentment, no less. You want him back.
Thank you.
Does nobody remember that Dr. Smith tried to kill them? So Mom, Dad, Don, and Penny go hacking into the jungle with machetes, the plants crying in pain the whole way.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to be hearing things.
Like voices?
You call them that, I guess.
Yes, I heard them too. Every time I cut through a vine or a branch. Like this.
I think I'm actually starting to feel sorry for the plants. It isn't long before Tybo catches them in an inescapable net.
Look at that. They could just lift the edge of the net. We can see it right there. Also, they have machetes.
Meanwhile, the robot who somehow got down the ship's stairs has been attacked by sun and undergrowth. This leads the robot to one obvious conclusion.
It is my considered opinion that this entire planet is the domain of the vegetable kingdom, and that we are its enemies. We are at war with the plant world.
Of course!
They eventually find Dr. Smith who, oh Lord.
Worst wood nymph ever.
But I know now that I have found my true destiny. I shall live here in this green-haired forest and become one with it through all eternity.
Tybo turned him into Henry David Thoreau.
Look it up!
Look, robot, I want you to take Dr. Smith back to the Jupiter. Judy and I will go on and look for Mom and Dad.
Do I have your permission to exert force, Will Robinson?
Please say yes.
A little if necessary, but be gentle with him. He looks kind of sick.
He always looks that way.
Meanwhile, the others have finally freed themselves from the net, but are now trapped behind a force-field door in a hothouse with no windows.
And Penny is slowly turning into a window garden.
Don't ask where Tybo got all this technology, it's never explained.
Dr. Smith, apparently recovered, confesses his plans to the robot.
How could I know that coming down here to pluck a posy for your birthday would end in such disaster?
A posy for me?
Yes, for you.
I did not know you cared that much, buddy.
Now you know, buddy.
Come on, buddy. I will pick you up and carry you bodily as I would carry a motherless child.
You mean Dr. Smith's plan would have actually worked?
Honestly, we never saw that one coming.
But he sends the robot away, who arrives just in time to rescue Judy and Will from a monster that Doctor Who rejected.
They find Tybo's captives, and Will has a plan.
Take the ship and get out of here.
Look, Dad, the robot's not far from here. He could crash through this easily.
While Will gets the robot, John and Don consider shutting down Tybo's water supply with this conveniently labeled switch.
It may shut off the water and kill the plants, but on the other hand, it may turn off the oxygen.
Thought this guy was a scientist. The planet is covered with plants. The place should be just lousy with oxygen.
Elsewhere, Dr. Smith has had a relapse.
Never have I been as happy as I am now. You know, there is something rather sturdy and vigorous about celery. the good earth, the shining sun, the pleasant companionship of one's fellow vegetables. Of course, I could do with a bit more rain, perhaps.
Dr. Smith, you're acting like a real stalk of celery.
Yeah, that's how celery behaves.
Will attempts to appeal to Taibo's humanity, or curiosity, or whatever.
To make some sort of sentimental appeal, am I correct?
You could call it that if you like, I guess.
I know exactly how you animals think. All heart and sympathy. For each other.
But what's wrong with that? I mean, I know you're a real vegetable whiz.
Sounds like a salad dressing.
I mean, I'll admit that we eat certain vegetables sometimes. But there are plenty of other plants that we just grow to look at and admire because they're so beautiful.
So he's telling Taibo they keep plants as slaves.
This appeal fails, and Taibo sprays in with some magic tree dust.
This prompts the family to sick their dog on him.
Robot, attack! Attack!
I am out of power, Will Robinson.
That figures. He was just about to do something useful.
We can't have that.
At least Judy's making some progress as she convinces Willoughby to try turning Dr. Smith a human again with his magic oil can.
Here I go. There.
Oh, dear.
I just noticed something. The costumes designer certainly liked the color purple, didn't he?
John's sabotage of the water system finally kicks in.
Somehow causing green power to interrupt and incapacitating Taibo.
Elsewhere, Smith starts to recover, providing us with one of the silliest moments ever put to film.
Moisture! I need moisture!
Is he all right?
Moisture, I need
Couldn't be better.
Moisture! Moisture, I need moisture!
Wonderful, wonderful. We better stay with him or we'll miss the transformation.
Moisture! Moisture! I need moisture!
There he is!
Moisture! Moisture! Ah! It's me again!
We tried to come up with a joke for that, but decided it was funny enough on its own.
So our heroes defeat the evil Carrot Man and all ends well. We know Lost in Space never took itself too seriously, but even for them, this was low.
We're not averse to the idea of sentient plant life.
Well, some shows like Farscape have done it quite well.
But when your villain is a carrot with the face of Cyrano Jones, it kind of falls apart.
It wasn't even really a vegetable rebellion, more like one vegetable being a jerk.
We're the TV twins.
And we'll be back in 2 weeks bringing you the worst of the best.